there are people that need to go and defend the rest of us, and they chose to be those people.
Coming up on Cedar Valley Today, Riding to Remember. Locals remember a fallen soldier in a unique way.
And losing lawyers. Are small communities like Waverly seeing lawyers leave for big cities?
And prepped for the play. Prepare for a weekend at the Wartburg Theater. This is Cedar Valley Today. Hello and welcome to Cedar Valley Today. I'm Ashley Davis.
And I'm Alyssa Kozak.
Wartburg Student Senate hosted a pizza and politics night where students gathered to watch the outcome of the 2014 midterm elections. Joni Ernst will be Iowa's new senator. She is the first female senator from Iowa, leaving Mississippi as the only state not to have a female senator. Ernst won by 9% of the votes. Iowa was one of the 10 most important states of this election. The Republicans now have control of both the House and the Senate.
So far is very good, and I think the country's ready for a change in leadership.
And all across the state of Iowa, more and more law offices are closing in rural towns.
And as Cedar Valley Today's Brady Van Sickle reports, the problem is due to young attorneys migrating to bigger law offices in bigger markets.
As younger attorneys seek jobs in larger markets, there are becoming fewer people interested in carrying the torch for offices in smaller communities. In Iowa, 75% of its attorneys practice in one of only 11 counties. Waverly attorney and Wartburg's pre-law advisor, Karen Thalacker, says this hinders residents in smaller communities.
You want people to have access to the legal system and access to attorneys and not have to drive great distances in order to get legal representation.
Thalacker believes that there is a personal touch that is found in a smaller firm that can sometimes be lost in the bigger markets.
You do have relationships with the other attorneys that are much closer and much more collegial here.
Wartburg grad Missy Timmermans graduated from law school in May and is in her second month of serving as an associate attorney in Waverly. Timmermans says that practicing in a smaller community gives her opportunities that she couldn't get in a larger market.
Being an attorney in a smaller town, I have more of an opportunity to be in the courtroom, get to know the judges, they're very approachable, and the other attorneys in the community.
Reporting for Cedar Valley Today, I'm Brady Van Sickle.
To find out more about rural areas facing a decline in number of lawyers, visit the Wartburg Circuit.
With the upcoming holiday season, fraudsters may be out more than ever in trying to steal credit card information from shoppers. Credit card skimming is one of the many ways a hacker can steal your credit card information. Most commonly, the fraudster will have a skimming device that will read the data on the magnetic strip on the back of the card. The most common occurrence is in restaurants. Greg Sterner of Ameriprise Financial says the best way to avoid any problems is to continually monitor your accounts. If there are any fraudulent charges, consumers generally have 60 days to notify the bank.
Community colleges in Iowa have received a $15 million grant from the U.S. Department of Labor to provide programs to thousands of workers in high-demand fields. Hawkeye Community College had the opportunity to lead 15 Iowa community colleges to develop and submit the proposal. The funding will be directed to information technology, healthcare, utilities, and manufacturing programs, also known as the IHUM network. These training programs will assist a number of workers, including veterans and other adult workers. Hawkeye's instructor of applied sciences and engineering technology, Dan Utley, says the training is also aimed at people who have been laid off or unemployed.
We've got a new program, we've got a need in the community at area businesses, and hopefully we'll have a lot of students that are wanting to get into that area.
A Waverly City Council member has announced his resignation after 1 year of service. Derek Weigel's letter of resignation surprised attendance of the Waverly City Council's meeting. His reason for resigning is to focus more on graduate school. Weigel said to Cedar Valley Today that he will truly miss being a part of the Waverly City Council and plans on doing what he can do to help around the town. Weigel said he hopes to become a member of the council again as soon as he is able.
time in which I need to complete my education is not long, but it is only fair to the citizens of Waverly that representation in the fullest be provided between now and then.
The St. John's Bible will be taking center stage at the theme of Christmas with Wartburg this year. The Bible was commissioned by St. John's Abbey. It is the first illustrated, handwritten Bible of the monumental size to be commissioned by a Benedictine monastery in 500 years. Dr. Lee Nelson, director of the Wartburg Choir, says he chose this book as a centerpiece for his historical significance and for its residence here at Wartburg College. In addition, this Bible will be present on a big screen behind the performers during the concert to enhance the viewer's experience.
Well, it's such an amazing project. It's the first handwritten Bible in over 500 years. And I was really struck by the project when it came to campus last January, I think as the entire community was. And so it just seemed natural that since it's here on campus, what a great way to honor this amazing project.
And now we'll take it over to Jesse Keelman for a look at the weather. What's it doing out there, Jesse?
Well, thank you, Ashley. It's that time of year again. The days are getting shorter. It's going to start cooling down for us. Now that I've started with the bad news, the good news is we get some relief from that today. Things are going to start off just a little bit chilly, 32 degrees as we crawl out of bed today. It's going to climb up to 47 over the noon hour, and 50 is going to be your high, coming down just a little bit from that to 47 as you make your commute home. Tomorrow, however, is going to be a little bit different. It'll be pretty blustery, windy really right away in the morning, and then coming down on that wind throughout the day and cooling off as well. 42 is your high for tomorrow.
Wow, I'm not happy to see those cooler temperatures. We got lucky, but it's
yeah. Well,
cold.
the thing is, it could get worse, and it will. So we'll talk about that later on.
Thanks, Jesse.
Coming up on Cedar Valley today, Writing to Remember. We take a look at a veteran's life and how one community is choosing to remember his life. Coming up next Tuesday on November 11th is Veterans Day, a day to honor those who have served in the U.S. Armed Forces. I had the chance this week to see how one Cedar Valley family honors their fallen soldier. The American flag is a symbol of freedom. To some, it may be a reminder that Veterans Day is approaching. But for the Nichols family, it's a daily reminder that freedom isn't always free.
Donnie was 21 years old. You know, he joined the service and knowing that he could be killed. You know, he joined knowing that he was going to be deployed.
Donnie Nichols graduated from Waverly Shell Rock High School in 2009. 2 short years later, Donnie was killed in action in Afghanistan on April 13, 2011, while serving his country on active duty with the Iowa Army National Guard.
We were very naive, and we thought it was just going to be a regular funeral. We had no idea the amount of people and there was 600 bikes at Donnie's funeral, and most of them were Patriot Guard riders.
The Patriot Guard Riders is a group of motorcyclists across the nation who share one goal: have unwavering respect for those who risk their lives for America's freedom and safety.
And just showing support to the families and the community for our fallen soldiers.
The impact the Patriot Guard Riders had on the Nichols family made it an easy decision for them to join. They are able to reciprocate to others the overwhelming support that was given to them.
And it was just amazing when we were going from Waverly High School to the cemetery, all those bikes and all those flags, and it's just an overwhelming honor. So we just feel like every soldier deserves that.
For Jeannie and Jeff, Donnie's memory will always live on, or in their case, ride on.
We had a trike, and we were trying to figure out how to memorialize everything that had happened and pay a tribute to Donnie.
So they customized it with a story, Donnie's story.
And it starts from 9/11 and it goes all the way up until Donnie's was brought home.
One way Donnie's family, friends, and community is keeping his memory alive is through an annual motorcycle memorial ride and poker run that starts in Waverly and goes to the cemetery where Donnie is buried.
No soldier ought to be forgotten, and especially one that have made the ultimate sacrifice. and they do a very nice job and donate to a lot of the communities with the benefits from that ride.
Unless something has happened to you or somebody you know, you don't really pay attention to it.
This Veterans Day, when you see the American flag now, don't just think of a day. Think of a person. Think of Donnie.
I think as a community, we just need to honor our soldiers more.
Waverly will honor veterans with an overview of how Americans face the challenges of World War II. Local World War II historian Terry Lindo will present the program titled Remembering Pearl Harbor and V for Victory. The event will take place at the Eisenach Village Clubhouse on 1100 Bach Drive and will begin at 4 p.m. On Tuesday, there will be another event honoring veterans titled Operation Homefront at the Center Hall at 1211 4th Street from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m.
Thanks, Kaylin. We'll now send it over to Jesse for a look at your weather.
Thank you very much, Ashley. Current temperatures out there is 32 degrees. We're going to see that rise up to 47 over the noon hour. 50 is your high for today. We're going to be coming off just a little bit from that as you make your commute home at 47 degrees. Over the weekend then, we're going to see, like I said, 50 degrees today. Tomorrow's going to be blustery as it's today, but tomorrow's really going to kick up. We're going to see like 30 mile per hour winds right away in the morning. It's going to be coming down throughout the day, slowly slowing down there. And then Sunday though, mostly sunny and 49 degrees. So Sunday's the day to get out there and really enjoy this fall weather. Around the state today, in the Cedar Valley, we're looking at 50 degrees. Out east, Dubuque at 46, and 46 in Cedar Rapids as well. Mason City to our north at 49, as is Des Moines. And out west, enjoying that great weather. Sioux City at 59 degrees, 62 in Council Bluffs. Around the nation, New York at 53 degrees, they're looking at rain. Seattle at 47, looking at rain as well. And Los Angeles, 87 and sunny. Absolutely envious of them. And then real quick, looking throughout the week, we're looking at snow on Monday and cooling down for next week. Coming up next on Cedar Valley Today, the St. Paul's Mini Mart. We find out more about this event.
Welcome back. The St. Paul's Lutheran School in Waverly had to postpone their annual Steeple to Steeple 5K run scheduled for this weekend, but it will now be in April because of the colder temperatures. But it won't be too cold for their annual mini mall coming up on Tuesday. Here to tell us more about Tuesday's shopping event at St. Paul's is PTO member Corey Ramage. Thank you so much for being here. So first, can you kind of tell us, for those who don't know what is the mini mall?
The mini mall is a fundraiser for the PTO, and it brings in all sorts of home-based businesses, so you can get your shopping done kind of under one roof. So we have a variety of vendors, over 20 vendors that come in, anywhere from cupcakes, food vendors, jewelry, books, homemade goods, candles. I mean, just a big variety of things. A lot of them are cash and carry, so you can take the gifts with you right then and there. Some of them they do have to order. That's why we like to do it in early November, so that we make sure that everything's here for the Christmas season. So it's a great way to get all your shopping done in one evening.
Wonderful. And I know there are a lot of well-known vendors who are going to be there. Can you kind of let us know who some of them are?
Some of them are Initials, Paparazzi Jewelry, Sensi 31. Then we have Kendra's Crafty Cakes with the cupcakes, which is wonderful. Usborne Books. Gosh, there's so many of them. I've forgotten some of them, but we do have posters up around town that do list all the vendors out there as well. So people can see them there as well. Also on St. Paul's Facebook page, we have a list of all the vendors so they can view them there as well. So we also offer Domino's Pizza so they can eat while they shop, and we also sell some St. Paul's merchandise, shirts, and they're going to be doing a fundraiser there as well. So,
and how will all the money, go back to the school, go back to the church?
How we do it is we charge each vendor their booth space, and that's how we make our money. And then some vendors choose to donate some money some profits back to the school. But we don't require them to do that. We really just want them to come in there and get some business and get their name out there and hope that they come back the next year. So we also do door prizes, so they help donate, a small item of their choice so that we can have door prizes for the customers who do come. So.
Great. And how has the community kind of responded real quick?
Real well. I mean, we always have a great turnout, so it's always a fun evening.
Great. So thank you so much for being
welcome.
here.
Thank you.
The mini mall will be from 4 until 7 on Tuesday evening in the St. Paul's Parish Hall. For more information on the mini mall and for a full list of the vendors you can expect on Tuesday evening, log on to the Wartburg Circuit. And coming up on Cedar Valley Today, we take a look at the Wartburg Players production of the Rings of Nibelung.
Wartburg College players Cedar decided to put a twist on an opera this upcoming weekend. Dr. William Earl is here with us now to explain. Thank you for joining me today. Can you just tell us what the play is about and what it's called?
Well, the play is based on Wagner's 4-opera Ring cycle. And the story is somewhat like The Lord of the Rings. In fact, The Lord of the Rings copies some of it, although J.A.R. Tolkien said that he didn't copy the ring. But we have the Thor story. We have Odin. He's called Wotan in this. And there is a ring of power. But unlike the Lord of the Rings ring, the Ring of the Nibelung kills everyone that touches it.
Okay.
And so we've compressed 15 hours of opera into 72 minutes.
Wow.
So we have quite a bit of material to cover. So when you ask, what's the story? Well, it's a lot. It takes us 72 minutes to tell it.
So if viewers want to know what the actual story is, they'll just have to come out and watch it?
Pretty much.
All right.
It's about a ring.
All right. And I understand that you guys decided to choose puppets as characters.
Well, years ago, one of our administrators always started the year out with asking me, what are we going to do this year? And I always teased that administrator by inventing new plays. And one of them was the entire Ring of the Nibelung, minus music, plus puppets. So I'm subtracting all of this music from a great opera series and adding puppets.
All right. Why did you choose to put on this play compared to other plays that are out there?
Because I could. I said it so often to that administrator that it stuck in my head.
And this year was just the year?
This was just the year that I was going to do it.
All right, perfect. And how has this play been different from the other plays that you've done?
Oh my goodness. The puppets. We have over 30 puppets in this play.
Wow.
Some of them are quite large. Some of them are just tiny. And, well, we just have to keep track of all of those puppets. There's 4 major operas that we are condensing to about 15 minutes each. And all the characters in those operas end up as puppets.
Okay, and unique struggles that you faced throughout this production?
Well, I learned how to do all the technology required for the puppets when I was an undergraduate.
Okay.
I'm old now, and, well, I don't always remember what I learned in college. I know you all will, but I don't. And so it was a relearning process for me.
All right. And did you have a good turnout last night for the first show?
I have to admit that the show wasn't quite done when the show started, and I was down in the basement finishing it. I have no idea who attended and how it was received, except that some people told me that it was well received last night.
Okay. Well, thank you for joining me today.
Well, thank you for having me.
The Ring of Nibelung will be showing at Wartburg College's McCaskey Lyceum tonight and Saturday night at 7:30 p.m. It is a free will donation event. And coming up on Cedar Valley Today, the Great Bicycle Recycle. See how kids of the Cedar Valley are helping the environment.
The Great Bicycle Recycle has been going on at the Phelps Youth Pavilion since February of this year. The Great Bicycle Recycle is part of the Blue Zone initiative in the Cedar Valley that encourages people to recycle and adopt sustainable lifestyle practices.
Almost all of the items in the exhibit are donations from the community. There are 3 works of art that the Waterloo Center for the Arts had commissioned for this exhibit, which will remain open until next February. Manager Angie Hickok says that the hope is to encourage our youth to exercise and to recycle throughout their lives.
The main goal behind this exhibit is to educate kids about recycling, exercise with the bikes, and about artwork that's made from recycled materials in an interactive way that they'll remember.
Thank you for watching and have a great day, Cedar Valley.